Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Bolt City Podcast. Dave Palais, Josh Palais, Mario Heron talking Charger football with you. I tell you, a really exciting time, guys, because even in a bye week situation for the Chargers, in my opinion, the Chargers took a step in the right direction by making a transaction move with J.C. Jackson. And for people who agree with
Sorry.
everything, no,
Got
I'm
excited there.
going to ask you guys again. I might be in the wrong, but J.C. Jackson is no longer a member of the Los Angeles Chargers. Where do you guys go? What do you think?
Up. I mean, it's addition by subtraction. The guy's not there anymore. He was a distraction in the locker room. He bothered the coaches enough for them to say, you got to go. He even complained about Brandon Staley not giving him enough burn on the field. He's doing everything right, even though he's not 100% and he can't figure it out. Well, if you're not 100% and you're not playing well, I think we can figure it out while you're not playing. Yeah. You're just not good and you're not helping the team. And that's why he's not there anymore.
Yeah, it was a relationship that started off rough with, obviously him being hurt and missing the first game. Then he came back to force himself to kind of play against the Chiefs. Wasn't healthy, didn't play very well. And then from then on, it was just not something that's really worked out. The injuries didn't help. The healthy scratch didn't help. It was cut your losses, get out of the game, right? And I think it was a smart move by Telesco and Staley and the Chargers organization to go, all right, look, this is not working. Let's not, sink the ship even more. Let's get this guy out of the locker room. Let's not make this situation worse than it already is. And at the end of the day, I agree with you, Josh. I think it was a smart move by the Chargers. Cut your losses, get out, let him go back to New England. If he's whatever in New England, if he's back to his normal ways, New England, fantastic. That team's not going anywhere anyways. Let's not have this guy be a cancer in our locker room. Let's not have this guy be a distraction to what our goal is in a win now era.
Rumor is 76er James Harden called J.C. Jackson, said, how did he do it? I want to know. What's the trick? Here's the deal, Mario. I'm with you 100%. It's not a distraction in the locker room. You know what I mean? So for the Chargers who are trying to go in the right direction, again, you win 2 games in a row. There's a falling out. And most importantly, he wasn't playing well. We aren't talking about a guy that was just a distraction in the locker room but played well. He did nothing well. He didn't do anything well. He took a ton of money from this team. He wasn't healthy. He didn't play well. He had an arrest warrant out for him. I mean, so, the story and the question is, look, I know it's on the tee here, but when he lands in Boston, does he get arrested the second he gets off the plane? Because there's an arrest warrant out for him. Well, how does that work? Or is it because, hey, he's a Boston sports guy? When it looked at the way, it just goes to $300 that you're supposed to pay anyway, but there's an arrest warrant out for this jerk. So now he's not with the team, and for the Chargers, good. I guarantee you most of the guys in the locker room, outside of whoever his closest friends are going, I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah, well, Boston is the one city I'd say we can get away with something like that. Like, I've seen The Departed. They're crooked, right?
Yeah.
They let things slide. And if he's there and he plays well, anything will happen. That's how I feel. But I don't know what's going to happen with his whole legal situation. The Chargers take on the majority of his salary for this season. I think the Patriots are paying $1.5 million. The Chargers are taking on the rest of it. That bothers me a little bit because obviously it was a horrible contract, one of the worst in recent memory, and the Chargers are definitely having to pay for it, literally. But J.C. Jackson needed to leave, and I'm really happy the Chargers did it. I think they made a great decision. I think Tom Telesco has made a lot of really good decisions. I think he should get credit for when he cleans up his mistakes, because you see a lot of times in other sports and football too, where GMs like to hold on to players because they're his guys. He's done it twice, right? He's got rid of Jerry Tillery, said he's not right for our team. He's done it for J.C. Jackson. I commend him for that, because J.C. Jackson not only, like we said, hasn't played well, but he's been a bad guy in the locker room. The one thing for me, though, on the field with him gone that I got a question is, who else is there? I was kind of hoping J.C. Jackson would give some relief to Michael Davis and he would come back to form of what he was before. But if he's not there, do we have a reliable backup for Michael Davis, or a guy that can step in and help the team now? That's the thing. That's the question that I'm wondering.
It's like the next step. Oh, sorry. You keep going.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I think that's the thing I thought of right away too. Is like, all right, if JC's out, then we're a full court press on Davis being there. We're a full court press on Asante Samuel, which has played well. During James Gilman, like that's our secondary. But like you said, cornerback's a position you kind of got to be deep at. Like corners go down a lot. It's a hard position in football as well. Like you need to be rotating guys. So losing J.C. Jackson, yes, it wasn't going to get any better. And shout out Chicago for the more sirens. Let's, do nothing about that. Let's just keep that going, play the hits. But yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like, what are we going to do next? And how are we going to help out the secondary that's the worst in the NFL right now? We suck against the pass. That's how we get dominated every single game, is by that. So that was the thing that worried me is while, yeah, we should have let go of JC Jackson, where like this relationship was only going to get worse. It was not going to get better. You know, the way he was speaking to the media, the way he looked on the sidelines, the way he's been playing, like it was just not going to get any better. But at the same time, I mean, we assigned saying Basie. I definitely said that name wrong, but that's a guy that, you know, he was with us for 2 years, but he was like, what? Didn't see a lot of tick. So we're going to rely on him to, you know, face Mahomes, to face a Sean Payne type of offense, to face the Bills. That's a tough ask.
This is how you fix it right here. It's on Tom Telesco. I agree with what Josh said. It's not easy for a general manager to make a tough decision and take a guy like Tiller as high as he did, and then also sign J.C. Jackson for $82.5 million and admit there's a mistake and you cut ties. That's always embarrassing. You want to believe your decision is going to work out and you're going to show your owner how smart you are. Here's the deal. In Major League Baseball or even in the NBA, when there are trades and things go down, as big of fans as, let's say, I am of baseball, Mario is of basketball, when a GM pulls a deal off and you're like, man, that was pretty good. I didn't even know that guy was in the league. Like, I don't pay attention to Washington Wizards basketball, and all of a sudden, you know, the Lakers pick up a starter. You just go, I didn't know who that guy was. That's what Rob Pelinka and his staff does. But that's the NBA, where there are 3 or 4 games a week. This is the NFL. Honest God, I don't think it's that tough to scout other players and other teams when you're only playing 1 game a week. You know, you kind of know who can play. So that being said, you look at where the standings are right now. There are 8 teams in the league who are 1-3, and there are 2 teams who are 0-4. That means there are teams that are looking to make trades to fix their team through the draft. These are teams who are making a decision right now at the beginning of October saying, we are not a Super Bowl contender. It's just not our year. What can we do to get better to fix this as soon as possible? There have to be defensive backs on these 10 teams that the Chargers should be looking at to go, and we're looking to pull off a trade. It doesn't have to be something crazy that paralyzes your franchise, like a Jamal Adams kind of deal that Seattle pulled off with the Jets. But it could definitely be somebody that can help you out. And we've said it before on this show a bunch of times, including the last one. This franchise is running out of time, their window of opportunity. And Keenan Allen is a big part of that window of opportunity. So you have one of the best receivers in the NFL for right now. But next year, he might be old. In 2 years, he might just be out of the league. You don't know. Khalil Mack, 6 sacks. You don't know how long Khalil Mack can keep playing. So you need cornerback help. They've needed it for a while, but you have to be looking at those 10 teams to say we should be making a trade. Otherwise, we're blowing a huge chance of our window of opportunity, because there are a ton of teams right now that are 2-2 in the same situation you're in, and you're fighting for a playoff spot.
You know, I get really confused with trades in the NFL because I think in my head, this guy's a good player. And then you see him get shipped off for like a 6th-round pick. And you're like, wow, this guy, you know, the trades to me in the NFL are always a little bit weird. I have a tough time gauging what people are worth. But like you said, if it's a bad team that has a good cornerback, you probably could get him for like a 4th-round pick in a lot of situations. 5th-round pick. These bad teams just want these draft picks. I think it's a great call. I typed in best available cornerbacks, and 4 of the people on the list are former Chargers. And I got to run through these names, and I don't know if you're going to want any of these people. All right, first guy, Bryce Callahan. Would you guys want him back on the team?
Plays hard. Plays really hard. I'll give him that.
I wouldn't mind it. You wouldn't mind it? Okay.
I wouldn't mind him back. He does play. He makes plays every once in a while. He does make plays every once in a while, but he does get burned. But he does make plays every once in a while.
Dave says no.
No, I'm not saying no. I'm shaking my head at Mario. Anytime you hear someone says plays hard at first, that's like when someone says to Mario, hey, Mario, I want you to meet this girl. I think she's a good match for you. She's a great personality. Dude, you know you're in trouble, man. Right there, you know you're in trouble. Saying personality first and saying plays hard first, that's not the perfect combination. That's not what we want. Right? We want to use words like shut down, you know, right? As far as a corner. I mean, he's really good. He's on a bad team. He's a shutdown guy. Now I'm fired up. Okay. Or, man, you should see this girl smoking hot. Man, you should see the way she's built. You know, whole deal. Personality doesn't even come into it. That's just the cherry on top.
Same thing with guys, though. I remember a girl, this girl I was friends with asked another girl, oh, is your boyfriend, like, is he cute? And she said, he's really funny. So AKA was not cute, and Buddy was gone in a month. So that's just something to think about.
All right, next guy on the list. I know the next 3, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to say no. But anyways, Jason Verrett. He's available.
He's always
Jason
hurt.
Verrett? Always
when
hurt.
Jason, if you could guarantee he's never going to be injured, yeah, that guy is hurt all the time. Anthony Davis thinks he's ridiculous. He is hurt all the time.
But I've never seen an NFL player get hurt as much as Jason Verrett. Next guy on the list, was not good with the Chargers. Chris Harris Jr.
Oof.
He used to be really good when he's on the
Yeah.
Broncos.
There's always that hope.
Too old, man, right? How old is he? I feel like
In
he's
his 30s.
38, but he's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's not.
he has nothing left in the tank.
He's old. He's 34. That's really old.
And old corners tend not to do great.
Yeah. And then last guy on this list, he used to be a fan favorite of the Chargers, Casey Hayward. Would you want Casey Hayward?
Really old. 34.
Put it this way.
I mean, for 4 games, maybe.
I don't even think
Maybe.
so. If I'm right, and he's one of the nicest guys on the planet. He's one of my favorites to go in the locker room and talk to. Here's the deal. I think if you go down as too old for the Raiders and too old for the Falcons, I think you're too old, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's too old.
My point being here would be it would have to be through a trade. I don't think you're going to find much on the free agent market. Bradley Roby actually just got picked up within the last week. He would have been a guy I actually would have liked the Chargers to get.
Me too.
But the people that are available now, I don't really see the Chargers picking up anybody that's a free agent.
Yeah, you got to pull off a trade. You can do it, man. I mean, right now you look at, again, when I say Bears, I'm not taking a shot at where Mario lives right now. But when you look at the Bears situation, they're trying to set themselves up for the future. They don't have a choice. Their future is all they have. But the Bears, whatever talent they have or whoever they have, you could look to say that's the first place you look, right? For the team that's supposed to pick number 1 overall, that's the first place you should be looking. And then you work your way down from the 0-4 teams to the 1-3 teams.
They do have a good stud corner right now that's on the last leg of his contract. If they didn't get a deal done before this season, and that was supposed to be a priority. Jalen Johnson, he's hurt right now. Great corner, very good corner. The only thing is that he would be a rental, which would not. And but then you'd have to sign him, extend him after. And I mean, Chargers got enough people to extend right now.
Yeah, well, that's fine. You got to worry about this year. There's no guarantee about tomorrow. I mean, even Telesco's point, Staley, we always talk about him being on the hot seat. But look, if this Charger team doesn't make the postseason, you tell me Telesco shouldn't be on the hot seat? This is part of the job is making your team better and midseason acquisitions. When you're in this part of the window, which the Chargers are, this is where you make a move to get better. You have to do it.
Dude, you know what? I'm going to give Tom Telesco credit. I think he's one of the best GMs in the NFL. I really like what he does. I think he does a good job of putting the team together. But if he does fail with getting this team to compete this year with the injuries we've had, Mike Williams being injured and then the whole J.C. Jackson fiasco, I would question his job. But up to this point, I think Tom Telesco is one of the best GMs in the NFL.
I think, I agree with that. I think he's one of the best at putting together a roster and getting talent. I think the part that he kind of falls short in is the coaching hiring. I think that's the part where we can all agree he falls a little short. Yeah. And I think too, and I'll ask you guys this, but I imagine when he goes to Spanos, like the biggest thing he can say to him that not a lot of organizations can say they've done or have even pulled off is, look, I went from Rivers to Herbert. Like there was never really a tank year where like you had to get your QB1 where a lot of teams have to go through. And you look at take an organization like the Pittsburgh Steelers as a known successful organization. They thought they were doing that going from Roethlisberger to Pickett, and they're not. Pickett's not the guy. And Telesco, say what you want, but at the end of the day, doesn't it matter that like, hey, I took you from Rivers to Herbert, and not a lot of people could have done that.
See, I always thought that, and I don't know, this is not information that I know, I'm just guessing. I always thought that Spanos never gave him the green light to go for an established head coach. That's just always my feeling. Now, unless Tom has the ego and says, I can't have a guy with a huge, ego come in here and try and bully me and push me around because he has 150 wins and a Super Bowl ring. I don't know the relationship there with Telesco and Spanos, but this is part of the job. Remember, we got upset with Telesco last year when he kind of didn't pull off a deal. And the reason I even say it's more important this year is because I keep thinking Keenan Allen and Austin Ekeler and Khalil Mack. Those 3 guys are the reason why you get better now before the trade deadline. You got to make a move. I understand the NFL, it's not, very popular, like in Major League Baseball or the NBA, but you got to make a move with the talent you have surrounding everybody. That's where you're weak.
I don't know how many midseason trades I can remember the Chargers making. Can you guys think of any off the top of your head? I mean, it's not a Charger thing.
Didn't they get like Keenan McCardle, like midseason?
God dang it.
What was that, like 17 years ago?
Yeah, everyone remembers that on their calendar.
Well, Chris Chambers midseason?
Yeah, Chris Chambers was midseason. You were 2, Mario. I don't know what to tell you.
That was 17 years ago? It was 7.
I'm just saying, if history repeats itself, the Chargers are unlikely to make a midseason move, but you cannot waste the talent that you have on the team now. Austin Ekeler, Khalil Mack, like he said, how much longer are they going to be here? You got to do it right now. But the Chargers don't do that. So I don't know.
I think also too the fear of maybe like trading for a corner is hey, we got a lot of things to figure out this offseason. You know, like I think that could be the other thing. It's like, are we going to be trading to give stuff up that we might need in the future to get a guy that could be out the building in a year and a half, maybe? I'm spitballing here.
I don't know. I'm laughing because I hear another siren back there. What do you like lived in Grand Theft Auto?
You would have really, yeah. I'm not too far where Polo G grew up, but from right now, you think I'm right where what's his name? Chief Keef grew up. That's where you think I am right now with these sirens.
Before we move on from J.C. Jackson, read his stats, Mario. His time here.
Yeah.
I wish you had the music to play behind it, but go ahead. What are his stats?
Instead of music, hopefully we get sirens. All right. J.C. Jackson stats with the Chargers. 7 games total. Nice. Should be 8 with the healthy scratch. 18 total tackles, 1 interception, and 5 pass deflections. That is the career of J.C. Jackson as a Los Angeles Charger for $82.5 million. That's what that gets you.
So he played in 7 of 22 games. Is that correct? Do I have the math right on that?
Yep.
Yeah. That's good.
It's good stuff.
That's
good
insane.
stuff.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick's pumped right now.
Dude, he has to be. He has to be laughing.
He has to be
Someone
laughing.
else is paying this guy's salary. I mean, he has to be laughing.
That being said, they're going nowhere.
Yeah, I saw some Patriots fan responded to this the news of J.C. Jackson, and they wrote, "Great. Who's going to score the touchdowns again?" They're all pissed off.
Yeah.
That's funny as hell. All right, so I threw this at you. I know it's not in what we talked about before the show, but I threw this out the other day on something I wanted to talk about because Austin Ekeler is in a situation where you don't know how long Austin Ekeler is going to be a Charger. And the question is, we've seen on the YouTube comments, Austin Ekeler, the Chargers need to resign him. Fernando Ramirez joined the show 2 days ago and made the comment too about Austin Ekeler and how important he is to the team. I think we all agree Austin Ekeler is very important to this team. At the same time, Austin Ekeler is 28 years old. Is Austin Ekeler a guy that you guys have interest in keeping long-term? And what does long-term mean? How many years would he be asking for?
Okay. Austin Ekeler, to me, is the 3rd most important player on the Chargers. I go Justin Herbert, Rashawn Slater, and then Austin Ekeler. And I think when he doesn't play, the offense is just not the same. With that being said, how can you sign a running back that's 28 years old, going to be 29 next year, to a long-term contract? It just does not make any sense. If you wanted to give him 2 years, that would be my max. But to give him like more than 2 years, I just couldn't wrap my head around that.
I agree. I think the best option is a 2-year deal, 2-3-year deal. I think that's
if you were his agent,
both parties.
Oh, for both parties? If you were his agent, would you accept a 2-year deal?
I mean,
he's asking for 4.
When we said it gave him like let's just take a step back and let's just look around really quickly at all the running backs. Like Eckler's a very smart guy. Like he is. And all his business he does, his streaming crap that he does, like he's not a dumb guy. He's very intelligent.
He is.
Look at how everything has gone for the running backs. At any time, there was someone holding out. There was someone wanting more money. List goes on. Has it ever led to a 7-year contract, a 5-year contract, a 6-year contract? It has not. And it has led to, are they going to show up to camp? Are they going to show up to the camp? Oh, they show up to camp. Jonathan Taylor, the most recent one. What's he going to do? Is he going to play? Is he going to just sit out the whole season? What do you do today? Oh, he showed up to practice. Yeah, it turns out he said, I just wanted to be 100% healthy. Turns out he's probably going to play Sunday. You shut up and you eat lunch. That's just what it is. Like, I'm sorry that sucks. You guys should be paid more. I, agree. You guys are very valuable on your teams. I think at the end of the day, you might want a long-term contract. You might want to say that in every podcast you do on any time you get any airtime. But I think a 2-year deal is the most realistic option that's coming his way. And I think that's for every single running back that wants a big deal. It's the only thing coming your way. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. So I think it's best option. 2 years, fully guaranteed. Sure. Take it. But at the end of the day, you're coming up on 30 and running backs aren't on the right side of 30 9 times out of 10.
See, I don't disagree that 2 years fits what the Chargers want, but does it fit what Austin Ekeler and his agent are going to ask for? And that's the big thing right there. So what's going to happen is, is he going to be the guy? Is he going to be the guy that you're going to have for a long time? So here's your other options. I'm going to throw at you. I'm going to throw 2 more options at you for Ekeler. Assuming the Chargers say no. We know what old running backs do. Tom Telesco says, I've been around this league a long time. We're going to cut ties and good luck to you. They did it, right? They were willing to let Melvin Gordon go. They're willing to let other guys go. Here we go. Josh Jacobs, 25 years old. Any interest in Josh Jacobs as a replacement?
Yeah.
Josh says no. Shakes his head no.
I don't know, man. The way he's acted recently, his behavior and stuff kind of makes me think you don't want him on your team.
But doesn't everybody on the Raiders act that way? Like it's awful to be a Raider right now.
I know, but it's like Josh. I don't know. He's a good player. I would like him to be a Charger if Austin Ekeler's not there. I just don't want Joshua Kelly. That's my answer. Joshua Kelly's a backup.
So Josh Jacobs led the NFL in rushing a year ago. Josh, you actually were teammates with him at Alabama. Good guy, correct?
He's a great guy.
Okay. Yeah, so he's not a bad dude. He's just in a bad situation. I mean, Devontae Adams is a good guy. He's the most miserable guy on the planet right now. The only Raider that you don't hear complaining on a regular basis is Max Crosby. He knows miserable too. But everybody, Chandler Jones went crazy being in that organization. It is a tough organization to be in, right? You can see why he's frustrated. But 25 years old, I mean, does he have 3 really good years left?
Yeah, Josh Jacobs would like nothing more than to shove it up the Raiders. You know what? He hates the Raiders. So I understand why the Chargers would make a ton of sense. I would take Josh Jacobs. If you're going to say, would you rather have Josh Jacobs or Joshua Kelly, and you're going to pay Josh Jacobs the money, then the answer is yes. I would take Josh Jacobs.
Okay, well, here we go. Would you rather have Austin Ekeler or Josh Jacobs? One guy's 29 years old. The other guy's 26 years old next year.
Yeah, but how much are you going to pay Josh Jacobs?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, how many other teams are chasing Josh Jacobs is a question. There will be teams chasing him. But, I mean, let's say you offered Josh Jacobs $12 million a year, 3 years.
That's a pretty friendly deal. But, like, here's the thing. Like you said, teams will be chasing him. Are you, like, do we really think that?
I don't know. That's a good question. I fought this for a long time. So, so I'll throw another one at you. The last one I'm going to throw at you, other option. Obviously, Taylor's stay in Indianapolis is just a matter of time. This is a relationship can't be repaired. He's coming back and he's playing just to show everyone he can play. And the coach is saying, we're going to use you as long as you can play. But there's no future for Taylor in Indianapolis. Well, now what the Colts were asking for was ridiculous. 2 first-round picks for the running back position. They weren't going to get that. There wasn't a team that jumped on that. So now realizing what it actually is, would you consider making a trade for Jonathan Taylor?
What do you have to trade? What do you have to give up?
What do you think, Mario, the going rate is?
I mean, the rumors was that they're asking for a first rounder. Ballard's not, like, contrary to belief, Ballard's not a stupid GM. Like, he's really not. Like, he's not that stupid. Just Irsay makes him press certain buttons. I think it would be a first. But if we see Jonathan Taylor from 2 years ago that led the league in rushing, dominated the league, I think they'll ask for a first. If we see Jonathan Taylor from last year, I think you can take that 6th rounder that we just got from the Patriots and go send that pretty little thing over there and get him.
I would take
Jonathan Taylor's only 24, by the way.
Yeah, he's a year younger than Josh Jacobs. I would take Jonathan Taylor, and I think he really is one of the best running backs in the league. I'm all for drafting a running back out of college if you want to get a guy in the 1st or 2nd round. I think the running back, if Austin Ekeler doesn't come back, running back is immediately the biggest need on the team. And every year in college, you're going to get a few guys that are good. The most underutilized player in the NFL besides Kyle Pitts is Jahmyr Gibbs. And that was a guy that wasn't even on the radar for a lot of teams during college football last year. And look how good he is. If you could bring in a running back that can make an immediate impact, why would you not do it?
Yeah. You can get Blake Corum pretty late probably this upcoming year. And that's a strong running back from Michigan. There's guys that come out all the time. And we're speaking way, 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 way too early. But I imagine where the Chargers are right now, corner would be their number 1 spot than running back. Don't you think? 100%. Dave?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They got to address the defense. My thing is, I'm concerned about Austin Ekeler, who we all expect to come back and play against the Cowboys after the bye week. I just don't know where Austin Ekeler says. We've all seen this. If you're an NFL fan, you've all seen what Austin Ekeler, where he's faking it or not. You get the feeling he's faking it because we've seen this, especially from the running back position. Eric Dickerson is always the one that comes to mind, where he had the bad hamstring and couldn't play for the Rams. Traded to the Colts. Monday Night Football, 2 days later, he's in the starting lineup. It's like, what happened to that hamstring? It happens all the time from the running back position. And Ekeler, unfortunately, kind of flipped his cards over for all of us to see how angry he is and just feels disrespected he feels.
Look, man, I know we're speaking way ahead of schedule here, but if you draft a cornerback in the first round next year and then you followed up with a really good running back like Blake Corum, you had a hell of a draft. I think the Chargers could totally do that. Why would you sign a guy that's going to be 30 and you can bring in a guy that's 21, 22 that can produce at a high level? I don't understand why we would ever sign a old running back. I don't know why any team would ever sign an old running back. You have to be an idiot to sign an old running back.
That's why I said goodbye to Austin Ekeler. This is the last.
Honestly, I think you do. If he wants more than 2 years, you got to say goodbye. My opinion. And Christian McCaffrey, to me, is the MVP of the season. If you had to give him the MVP 4 weeks in the season, we hate when people say that, but if you had to do it, it would be Christian McCaffrey at this point. Guess what? There's nobody that plays like Christian McCaffrey in the NFL. I love Austin Ekeler. He's not Christian McCaffrey. And Christian McCaffrey, he's just on a different level. But I think the Chargers should definitely consider drafting a running back.
Pinpoint off that too. Very friendly run offense for CMC. Very friendly with Shanahan. And a plus, I don't wish it, but recession's coming. I feel like he's getting a lot of touches. His history.
CMC, you don't think he has a chance at an MVP?
No, I think it's a quarterback award, and I just think at some point he's going to get hurt. He's getting a lot of touches early, and it's just his history.
Debo doesn't get the ball like he used to because he told Kyle Shanahan, "I want to be a receiver." He goes, "Okay, you're just not going to see the ball again, but it's fine."
It's fun for my fantasy team, so thanks.
I kind of love that there's a punishment there because we all know these guys have egos. And Debo was so good and electrifying 2 years ago when the 49ers went to Dallas and he knocked off the Cowboys in the playoffs. Everyone was talking about Debo Samuel. Even people that were casual football fans who watched that matchup all of a sudden knew who number 19 was. And then he comes out in the offseason and goes, I don't want to run the ball anymore. Well, you made yourself irrelevant. You went from being not only a top threat, top player in the game, but you went from a guy that you could probably say goodbye to Canton, Ohio, and a lot of other awards that probably would have come your way throughout your career, and also some big paychecks too. The old saying, do whatever it takes, it doesn't exist anymore in the NFL.
Yeah. Before we move on to the games this week, Mario, do you want to get to the question on YouTube?
Yeah. So we had a question on YouTube. Make sure you guys check out our YouTube if you're listening to the pod. You want to see our pretty faces. I got a haircut. Josh just shaved. Dave's wearing a hat, so it's pretty cool stuff. You want to check it out. So 3 good-looking guys. Shout out Mark Catlin, good guy from it seems. Profile picture, you look good, brother. Question, fellas, once again, my favorite Chargers podcast. Shout out to him. How do you feel about a DJ Clark trade? He's a big body with Chark. My bad. DJ Chark trade. Shout out learning disability. He's a big body with a minimum contract. I agree with Josh Riley. Sign Landry. We don't have to give up anything and sign him on an incentive heavy deal. I agree with Fernando as well. Let's get Ekeler signed to a 2 or 3 year deal. Our running game looks awful without him. Shout out to Mark. So what do you guys think? Should we trade for how do you feel about a DJ Chark trade?
Josh, you go ahead.
I would do it. I mean, I don't understand why he's not getting the ball with the Panthers on a team whose number one receiver is 31-year-old Adam Thielen. Makes no sense. DJ Chark coming out of LSU was a guy that everybody thought was a dog. There's a lot of teams out there that have too many receivers that aren't getting the ball that much that are good players. I think you can look at a team like even the Lions, I feel like have 6 receivers and not all of them see the ball that much. Try to get a guy from one of those teams, but my number one pick would still be Jarvis Landry. I think he can produce at a high level. And like the guy said, Mark said, you don't have to give up anything for him. So I'm confused to why Jarvis Landry's still out there, because last time I checked, he was a really good receiver. Even with the Saints, he did pretty well. So that would still be my number one pick. But if DJ Chark was a possibility, I'd take him too.
That being said, it's Thursday as we do this show. You guys disappointed that they haven't even – you ever heard any rumors of any wide receivers coming in?
I feel like the Chargers, you've never really hear much anyways. Like things just happen.
Because they don't do anything. Chargers. I don't know.
Yeah, but you don't hear many. Yeah, the Chargers keep things under wraps pretty well. They're not like the Cowboys where they tell you everything that's going to happen. The Chargers are very surprising to me. Like even Semi Fehoko the receiver they brought him from the Steelers. Like nobody would have thought that, but they did it anyway. So the Chargers, you really can never tell.
Yeah.
You keep things close to the chest.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's pick these games. Let's have some fun on a Thursday.
Yeah, fun on a Thursday. Why not, baby? Thursday, October 5th. And gentlemen, we have overall records, by the way.
Okay.
So, overall records. If you're a listener and want to check my math, go ahead. I don't really care. And
If somebody's actually keeping score at home, I'm impressed.
I'm really impressed, and they'll probably do a better job of me. But I would appreciate it too, because if they do that, I'll hire you and give you $10 every time you do it. Josh, your current record 31-27. Not bad. Once again, you're beating Vegas. My record 29-27.
Nice.
Dave, your record 33-25.
Wow, look at that.
Look at that.
I had a bad first week because I was killing the last couple weeks.
Yeah, when I looked back at your first week, it was bad. We all sucked, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right. How do I have 31 wins and 27 losses, but you have 29 wins and 27 losses?
Like
What's
I said, the math is not. I gave you a warning, dude. I literally gave you a warning. I said the math's not the best.
Okay. Well, whatever. It's fine. We're above 500.
Yeah. There was one. Not gonna lie to you. During week 1, I was looking through notes. I was writing quick, so some of the writing's hard to read. But yeah, basically, what I got out of the first one is that we were 6-7 all across the board. Don't ask, right? But we're in the ballpark on those. So we're in the ballpark. But the last 2 weeks, I know have been accurate because I've double checked every time.
Okay, it's good. Let's move forward.
6-7. 6-7. What happened to the other 3 games?
Dude, I don't know. I gotta listen back. I actually do gotta listen back. I don't know why it was said that. I was like, whoa, it doesn't make any sense. But I definitely messed that up.
The first week we missed the Thursday night game, right? The first week.
Yeah, we did. The first week we did miss the Thursday night game.
The reason I'm laughing is when you said Clark instead of Chark, you go learning disability, and we all just let it go. Like, how's that learning disability? Not knowing an H and an L. I just let it go. But then when you added up the math and it was off, I go, all right, now he's right. There you go. There's a learning disability. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Almost cussed right there. That's funny.
Hey, look, I got a college degree. All right. And
yeah, you did. You damn did. You're right. Yeah. You're educated.
Yeah. So if you want to come at me in the comments, your grammar better be right. All right. Bachelor degree's coming. All right. Let's get back to the basics.
I already know which one you're going to get killed on already. You want me to
what's even funnier is, Josh, the funniest part about you saying that is I truly did not pick up until now that we both have 27 losses. Like, I did not cross my mind at all. So that's good. All right. Well, we're accurate now. Bears versus now. Yeah. Come on. All right. Bears versus Commanders. Commanders, it was 5 earlier. It went down to 5.5. Now it's down to 6. They faced the Chicago Bears, who are winless and possibly last game for Eberflus. That's a rumor that keeps circulating. So what do you guys think in this one?
Commanders are favored by 6, you said?
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm going to go Bears.
Ooh.
I'm with Dave. 6 is a lot for a team that's not very good. I'll go Bears as well.
Gosh. I'm going Commanders solely because they can get to the quarterback and Fields just either gets sacked or rolls into a sack. And I think it's going to be a tough day for him. And morale's low for that team. Very, very low. They do get their left tackle back. Right tackle? Left tackle?
There's nothing that you think the Bears ride on by saying, man, we are way down to the Broncos and we rallied. We show we can do something. I know the Broncos defense is terrible, but there's nothing the Bears are jumping off of that saying, hey,
they didn't rally. Blew the lead.
They got rallied. No, they got rallied.
Oh, yeah,
they got
sorry.
rallied. Yeah,
I missed the game. I thought it was the other way around. That's funny. No. All right, sorry. Forget everything I just said. All right, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm going Bears anyway. I'm going Bears.
Yeah. They're dead in the water. Did you see it too? They said they posted a picture of a group of the players, and they're like, "What would our boy band name be?" Which was a terrible idea. That was a terrible idea. I mean, they got donked on. Funny, but got dunked on. Jaguars. This is the London game. Jaguars staying in London. Hello, mate. It's Bills against the Bills, 5.5-point favorite. Over under 48.5. Coming at you early in the morning. If you're on Pacific time, it's 6:30 a.m. This is hitting you. So plus 5.5 for the Jags. What do you guys think here?
Go ahead, Josh.
Dude, I'm a little bit sick of the Jaguars playing in London. Like, I just
Yeah.
think it's lame. You know what I mean?
You know
I'm
why
sorry.
they do it, though. It's the owner.
I know. It's just lame. Like, it's like force feeding something to people they don't want. Like, I'm pretty sure soccer is 1,000 times bigger than the Jaguars, no matter how much you want to put the Jaguars over there. Like, it's just, to me, it's lame.
Yeah, and the owner of the Jags owns a soccer team. Like, he's trying to make, if you're going to pick one NFL team and you're in London, he wants you to be a Jags fan.
Does he think people in London are dumb? Like, if you know anything about football, why do you be a Jags fan?
I don't know. Could they sell out, though? You see that game last week? There was a ton of people there.
Yeah, because they want to see the Bills or whoever's coming to town. I'm going to go Bills.
Well, the Falcons game they played last week.
Yeah, they want to see Kyle Pitts not get the ball. Want to see Kyle Pitts run some good routes.
You're going Jags, even though the Jags stayed there and they didn't have to do the travel. I'm going Buffalo.
I'm going Buffalo too.
Wow, 3 for 3. I'm going Buffalo as well. They look like the best team in football, and Jaguars look really, really slow.
Really weird, man. If I was a Jags fan, I'd be really disappointed the way they started the season.
Yeah, and that was like everyone's sleeper AFC beast team, which is just always funny when that comes falling apart. Texans versus Falcons. Falcons 1.5-point favorites against Houston. Over-under is 41.5. This is in Atlanta. Josh, what do you think?
Sorry, what's the spread again? Texans are favored?
No, Falcons are favored 1.5. It's been bet down, but it was higher earlier.
This is tough. I like the Falcons to cover. I think the Texans have played really well, but I think it's been kind of blown out of the water how good they really are. And I like the Falcons at home to cover.
Dude, God dang, I would have said this is my lock of the week, not knowing what else is on the schedule. I think the Texans have no problem with the Falcons. I'm surprised.
In Atlanta?
It doesn't matter. I mean, honestly, God, it doesn't matter. What, the Falcons fans are like the Philadelphia Phillies fans all of a sudden? Who cares? CJ Stroud has played so well. It's been amazing how well he's played. And he beat a Steelers defense last week.
Yes, he's played great. He's played well, but why do you think that the Texans are just going to steamroll?
Because I think the Falcons are terrible.
Why do you think the Falcons are terrible? They have a bad quarterback, but their team's not that bad.
There you go. Falcons can't get Kyle Pitts the ball, and they have a bad quarterback. I'm going Texans.
All right.
Big.
Oh.
I agree with Chiefs' roommate. I like the Texans here as well.
Okay.
I think CJ Stroud's been playing too hot. Falcons have kind of hit a lull. Ritter looks god awful, and DeMeco Ryan, hell of a coach. He's got those guys playing. Will Anderson, by the way, insane.
It's great,
dude.
Insane. Yeah, he's pretty damn good. Panthers Lions is the next one. This spread is. Do you guys want to guess this spread?
9.
Ooh, close.
What's this? Close. I'll go 8.
10.
Okay, look at me. I went the wrong way. I would have put it at 13. Lions are going to blow them out. Panthers have no chance.
Dude, the spread should be higher. I think for sure the Lions cover.
Okay, I'm taking Panthers just because I don't think I can ever trust the Detroit Lions to cover that big of a number. I think it's just history. That's just history.
Yeah, you hate.
That's just history. I don't hate the Lions. I support the Lions.
Okay, go ahead. Give us the next game.
Tennessee Titans 2.5-point favorite over Indianapolis at noon o'clock in Indy. Is the roof open? Is the roof closed? Irsay, how drunk will he be? All to be determined.
I'm laughing because you said last week that no one ever knows if the roof's going to be open or closed, and no one knows how to address because the owner never gives you a heads up.
Yeah,
that's like the cruelest thing to do to a fan base. Yeah, why would you do that to your fan base? It's ridiculous. I'm going to go Colts because the Titans win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. I'm going Colts.
Same thing as Dave is going to say. The Titans literally play good one week, bad the next week. Good one week. They look great last week. Therefore, the Colts are going to cover.
I want to say Colts because I do agree with like Titans bouncing back, but like my fear is Titans defend the run great, And
They
if they force AR to pass like a lot, I think that
Good
could be
point.
kind of an issue.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet this game.
I would have bet. Oh yeah, I would not bet this game at all. No, nor would I recommend watching it. With other games like on the slate, I would not. But I'm gonna take Colts because I think just division game, they're gonna keep it close, but we'll see. Another huge spread, by the way. Giants versus Dolphins. You guys want to take a guess how big it is?
It should be 21, but I'm going. No, what is it?
12.5.
How can it
Is
be
it Miami?
12? It's in Miami.
Yeah, it's in Miami.
It's only Miami's second home game.
Saquon's coming back this week, right?
Yeah, I practiced today. Yeah, full participant too, I believe.
I'm still going to go the Dolphins. I think the Giants team is so freaking bad.
Yeah,
and they play really well in Miami. I'm going to go Dolphins.
Yeah. Brian Dable was Tua's quarterback coach. Remember our offensive coordinator when he threw that deep pass to Devontae Smith to win the national championship.
Damn right.
Yep.
Damn right.
Dolphins. Are we all taking Dolphins?
I think I'm going to take Dolphins as well. There's nothing right going on
In New
with the
York,
Giants.
period.
Yeah. How about that Giants coaching staff too? Like a pretty solid coaching staff for what's going on. You know?
Yeah, roster's terrible.
Roster's
Bad roster.
Terrible. Daniel Jones, by the way, nice guys. Would extend him. That turned out good. Told you that was not going to work. Saints take on the Patriots. This is in New England. That's pretty much even. It's a toss up. It's Saints are favored by a point, so it's pretty much dead even. What do you guys have here?
I'll go Saints.
Yeah, I'm going to go Saints. I think this is the game where the Saints defense gives them a win. I don't trust either quarterback right now. I don't even know who the quarterback is for the Saints. If it's Jameis or it's Derek Carr, I don't trust either one of them. But Mac Jones doesn't look good, and I think the Saints cover.
Did you already take Saints, Dave?
Yes.
Okay. I think I'm going to take Saints as well and the under in this game because I don't think neither team are going to be able to score any points, and it's going to be really, really brutal. Okay, next one, we have Ravens Steelers. Ravens are minus 4.5 point favorite faced off against Pittsburgh. Kenny Pickett, I believe, still is questionable for this matchup. So you see Mitch Trubisky of North Carolina possibly starting in this lineup.
Well, it's Mitchell.
All right.
And
It's Mitchell.
Is the game in Pittsburgh or Baltimore?
It's in Pittsburgh.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Josh, you go first.
Yeah, okay. So the Steelers looked the worst out of every team in the NFL last week, and the Ravens looked like one of the best teams ever last week. It has to be the Ravens. I think everything that the Steelers do right now is wrong. And when you get called soft by your coach, wow. And you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, double wow. It's all bad over there. The Ravens, to me, I think, are so good right now. I think right now they could be the second best team in the AFC. I like the Ravens.
So here's the funny thing. When we were talking before the show about things that they say in football that we kind of roll our eyes at. One of my least favorite things is, man, that was a physical game. Or that's a physical team because everybody's physical. It's a knockdown sport. But whenever the Ravens and Steelers play, it does feel like it is physical. Like it always seems like the most physical matchup of the year whenever the Ravens and Steelers face each other. I like the Ravens in this game for their offense, but man, there's some hitting going on, especially since Mike Tomlin called out the Steelers defense, which last year was the highest, price defense in the entire league. There's a lot of money invested in that defense that he called soft.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ravens here.
You hate the Ravens.
I do. That's why I don't like taking them. Also, their training staff, hire new people, or change your offseason regimen or something because their laundry list of injuries is just they're a betting nightmare. God, I can't wait for their bye week. Eagles, Rams. Hop on to the next one. Eagles minus 4.5 point favorites against the Los Angeles Rams. It is in LA, but the Philly fans, they travel well. This game's at 3:00.
A lot of Philly fans in Los Angeles and Southern California. It's going to be all Eagle fans. Rams, I tell you what, I give them credit. The Rams are playing a lot better than I thought they would this year. Talk that Cooper Kupp could be back. That being said, I still like the Eagles. I think the Eagles have had 10 days to prepare for this game.
What do you think, Mario?
I'm gonna go Rams cover. Rams cover in this one. I think the thing about don't think the Rams are as bad as people like have said they are all offseason, and even this year people are starting to come around on them. Cooper Cup's back in this game, by the way. So Cooper Cup and Puka, it's gonna be a tough matchup for the Eagles. And the Eagles have won but haven't looked great. If that makes sense.
And the Rams always cover the spread. Even
Always cover the spread.
I feel like the Eagles have won every game just by having more talent than the other teams. They haven't looked good. Their games have been like really ugly. The Rams are one of the more overperforming teams. I think the Rams cover, and I think the Rams could actually win this game too, but I like the Rams to cover.
Beauty. Here's the game I think is the trickiest one on the board. Bengals, Cardinals.
Oh,
And
God.
Cardinals are at home. Bengals are favored by 3 points.
You want me to go first? You want to go?
Go ahead.
It's the Bengals. The Bengals have to win this game. Bengals are too good of a team to fall to 1-4. Joe Burrow said this is a must-win game. First time all year Joe Burrow's not on the injury report. I believe he still is injured. They didn't put him on the injury report. There's no way the Bengals fall to 1-4. Not the team that Mario said's going to the Super Bowl. I'm going Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. I mean, the season's over if they lose this game 100%. I like the Bengals to cover.
I'm going Cardinals +3.
I've
lost
right.
too much.
I hope we're wrong.
Yeah, I mean, the Bengals have like been losing too much of my money.
Caleb Williams written for the Cardinals to win every game, every week.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
How about that list, by the way, Josh? Did you send us that?
He's an idiot.
Yeah.
It was a list
He's an idiot. It's disrespectful.
for.
You send a list out of teams that already have quarterbacks. I'm going to play for this team and take this guy's job who's already there. It's stupid. I understand you're making a lot of money NIL. You don't have to put a list out there. You can just say the Eli Manning thing. I'm going to play for the team I want to play for. You don't list teams. It's not free agency, man.
Even Tom Brady did it privately. Remember when Tom Brady left New England? He did it privately on his list. And then when one of the teams that got back to him and they said, no, we're going to stay with our quarterback. And he responded, you're going to keep that effing guy?
Yeah.
Like,
wasn't it Derek Carr?
It was either Carr or Tannehill, but I think it might have been Carr.
I think it was
either
Carr.
the Titans or the
Yeah.
Raiders. It was funny as hell. That was literally the response from Tom Brady. You're going to keep that effing guy? Really?
It's awesome. But yeah,
Also-
I think Caleb Williams is disrespectful for that.
Also, Josh, like, how about every D end hearing that too? Micah Parsons, that's maybe that's his boy, Dak's his boy. That's a scary man to have across from you in your first rookie year. That's a little bit pissed off about how cocky you are.
Yeah,
I'd be all
kick out your
set.
buddy.
Yeah. So, Jets, Broncos, 2.5 points favor against the Jets. This could be a weirdly fun game, So, what do we think here?
I'm so disappointed, guys, in this game. This was the game we circled on the schedule. Do you remember? We circled the schedule 6 weeks ago. We are so looking forward to Aaron Rodgers defending his guy, Nathaniel Hackett. And then here we are, and we got this cluster F of a game. Like, this is a terrible game to say I'm going to spend my time watching. It was supposed to be so great, and we said it should be prime time, the whole deal, and we're stuck with this. Josh, you pick first in this one.
I want to know what the over-under on points is, if you have that information, Mario, because you got Zach Wilson coming off of his best game ever, and then you have Russell Wilson that just put up 30 points. What's the over-under? Do you know?
43.5.
Oh,
I would take it, to be honest.
I would
with you.
take that too.
Broncos defense
Yeah.
is garbage.
Horrible, man. Jets defense is completely overrated. I'll go Jets.
Go ahead, Mario.
I go Broncos in this one I'm taking the over in this. I'm betting this over. But I would take the Broncos in this just because I think Sean Payton can outcoach Robert Saleh at home in Mile High. I think that's going to be a really, really hard matchup. Plus, Russell Wilson hasn't played terrible, and I think the Jets really got up for Sunday night. And after you get up for Sunday night, you tend to fall right back down.
I'll go Broncos in this one. Disappointing to say, but I think the Broncos end up with their second win.
All right, Broncos. All right, next one. Kansas City Chiefs staying in the AFC West. Take on Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota. Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites. This was at 4 and has been bet down to 3.5. Over under 52.5, I believe.
Ooh.
Let me do a quick check. That's the highest over under. Yes, it is. It's the highest over under this week. Second highest was Eagles Rams.
Go ahead, Josh.
I like the Chiefs. The Chiefs defense is sneaky one of the best in the NFL, and it's weird because you only know Chris Jones and Drew Tranquil. If you're a Charger fan, you don't know many other names on that defense, and they play really good. I like the Chiefs to cover.
I'll go opposite. I don't know. I wouldn't bet this game, but I'm gonna go Minnesota
To win the game or to cover?
to cover. Chiefs
Okay.
always seem like they just do enough just to win.
Josh, I'm with you. I think that defense is too strong for Kansas City. Going to cause too many nightmares for Minnesota. I think Minnesota's just down. Plus, I would actually take the under in this game because I don't think Minnesota's going to catch up to the scoring of the Kansas City at all. By the way, really thought that Vikings defense would bounce back with Flores as defense coordinator, but who knows? All right, the game of the weekend, the game we've all, I think, want to see, Dallas Cowboys versus the San Francisco 49ers. Niners are 3.5-point favorites. Over-under is 45. Whew,
Only 3.5-point favorites?
Yeah, did you think it'd be more?
I did.
Really?
Cowboys haven't shown me any. Look at the Cowboys have faced. They've had the weakest schedule in the NFL. They faced both New York teams, the Patriots. Those are their wins, and they lost to the Cardinals. The schedule's a joke.
Yeah.
49ers look legit as can be. I'll go
So you're
first.
going Niners?
I'm going Niners. Go ahead,
It's
Josh.
over under, Mario.
45.
Why? I mean, do they think the 49ers are going to score 45 points? I don't think the Cowboys offense has done anything at this point of the season. With that being said, this is the most hyped up game of the season thus far, right? The Cowboys and 49ers is the best game of the season so far. I still like the 49ers to win. I don't understand the hype around the Cowboys offense. They haven't done anything.
Yeah, we're all in sync. I got Niners 3.5 as well. I don't know if I would bet the 3.5 with money. If anything, I would maybe take him like a money line parlay if you want to put together one of those things. But I like the Niners a lot of this one. Last game, ending with the last AFC West, the last team in the AFC West, Green Bay Packers versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Actually, they're second to last, right? Because they beat the Broncos. My bad.
It's in Las Vegas, correct?
Yeah, and Las Vegas are favored by a point. It's a pick 'em.
And this is the frustrating thing as a NFL fan. You go, why isn't that game in Green Bay? Right? You want to see Devontae Adams go back to Green Bay. Yeah, he's facing his old team. He's like, you blew it. It's like Michael Vick never came back to San Diego to face the Chargers after the Chargers traded him away. He never played a game as a Falcon against the Chargers. I don't think he came back to San Diego until he was a Steeler. But you're like, well, LT against Vic. I mean, you traded. This is a big trade. Charger fans never got the guy they thought they were getting, and then Charger fans never saw him. I'm going Raiders in this game. I'm going to go Raiders.
I like the Raiders too. Love has struggled a little bit more in the last few weeks. I have a question before you answer, Mario. Would you rather have a really great game be on Monday Night Football or Sunday Night Football?
Monday night.
Monday night?
Monday night. Because Sunday you got too much. You get too much on Sunday.
Dude, I love the great Sunday night game. I feel like Monday night is not what it used to be. Sorry,
It's not what it used to be.
No, I'm so with you. It's not what it used to be at all. Not even close. But yeah, Sunday because there's always a good 4:00 game, and then that one you can ride out that happiness.
That's true.
Yeah.
So what do you got? You got Packers, your beloved Packers?